Y'all. I think I did. Yeah. All right. So people send me a lot of stuff. Much of it digital. Files. It's cool. For a while I wasn't taking digital files because I thought I got a virus in my email once from that way.
I remember.
Yeah, I was like, no, never again. 9/11, never again, never forget. But now, I get them. But when someone sends me something that's tangible, like a book, I can hold in my hands and read, it always jumps to the front of the list. And I got one of those a couple of days ago. We went to the old mailbox and found this book here in the mailbox. And it's from a gentleman named Nathan Danilowitz, I want to say. Hope I'm not messing your name up, sir. And it's called Crocodile. And it's from the imprint that they have is TwainEnterprises.com. So you can I'll put that down in the description after the show. I meant to put it in before, but I'm always late for putting stuff like that in the description beforehand. Twain Enterprises and Orenthal Twain, who also sent me a book, is I guess the founder and the publisher of this enterprise here. And on the back, it's got the Dust Devil, which I also received a copy of from Mr. Twain, and the copies of a couple of variant copies of Crocodile. And Crocodile takes place in South Africa back in way back in 1927. And South Africa was a very different place. It's kind of the same place then, but what the hell? And this is kind of a cool cover too. And I look at it, it's like it looks like they're using either watercolor wash or an ink wash to do, maybe both, to do this these works. And this is a story of an expedition that's going to South Africa. There's 3 men in the car. One of them is a photographer. Is a photographer. The other one is his assistant or something like that. And the third man is the guide. He's like the native guide they always have, like in these kind of things. And they're going into this to do some photography and some research of this reclusive tribe in South Africa. And there's one tale that this tribe tells about a man who fell into a body of water with a crocodile, and the crocodile dragged him away, and he escaped somehow, and he came back, and the fellow villagers thought that he was a ghost. They kind of shunned him at first, because they're like, oh, what? We saw you get eaten by the crocodile. What the hell? That's not you. That's some demon or something. So that's a story that they're telling on the way there. And when they get to the place, there's the natives, as they always call them, are hanging around. And when the guy says, "Hey, the chiefs have been expecting you, so come this way." So he takes the guy to meet the chief, and all the guys, the guide and his assistant and all those folks to meet the chief. And weird things start to happen. And next thing you know, there's cannibalism involved. This is all kinds of stuff going on there. And the artwork in here, I guess some people might not think it's great, but I see a lot of good stuff going on here. Like this page here, that's a lot of work put into that ink wash right there. That's some good stuff. And this person has a really good sense of layout, and also the writing is really good. I'm assuming that Mr. Danilowitz did everything in here. So he's the writer and the artist here. And the story is solid. The story is really a good story. And the art is really executed well. And you can tell that he has a really good sense of how to make a comic book and how to frame it and do the pacing and all that stuff. Because this is something that I could see this at maybe Ape, the Alternative Press Expo, or the other indie press shows indie comic shows that take place. I can see this doing very well there. And I'll leave a link down there where y'all can check this out if you're interested. It's called Crocodile, from from Nathan Danilowitz. And I appreciate you. Thank you for sending me a copy of this book. And man, that's awesome.
That's what's up. Gotta love indie comics, and that looked indie AF.
That was indie AF and very well done, man. I tell you. The biggest books last week, well, one of the two biggest books last week, clearly was Battle Beast. I mean, I was thinking about doing a standalone review of Battle Beast, but shit just got behind and I just couldn't get it done. And I still may do it. I mean, you're talking about doing a review of what was that you were going to do a video about?
Beneath the Trees Nobody Sees was probably it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I feel like, man, it's so much easier just to do the thing on the live and then cut it out. But I really want to do a standalone for Battle Beast, but I'm still going to talk about it anyway. Because I think this was such a milestone. I may be overstating it, but
really, wow, okay.
I think the idea. I know the whole blind bag thing kind of grinds your gears a little bit. I know
a little bit. I'm good with it as a one-off, but I fear like, it's microtransactions, kind of a lottery thing that we see in gaming, and we're bringing it to comic books, and I'm a little wary of that, but it does. I mean, obviously people got excited about it, so it was cool this one time, but like, what if this really becomes the thing? I guess I shouldn't worry about it. So
this is a valid point. I mean, this valid concern because this was done super well. They give you a $3.99. It was open order. They didn't have to jump through any hoops like fucking,
right, which is cool. Yeah,
you didn't have to do any of that stuff. Anybody could have had them, $3.99 or as many as you want pre-order, and you're gonna get your money's worth. You're gonna get at least you're gonna get a number one copy of this book, some version of it, or you're gonna get an incentive, or you're gonna get a 1 in 1,000, or you're gonna get this other, a standalone book that's really cool, was worth more than $3.99. So you can't lose. You just can't fucking. You're like, oh man, I didn't get anything. I spent $4 and I got like a lump of coal or something. But it was great the way they did it. But I can totally see somebody else effing this up. I can see somebody else making them be like $10. And, you only get one per store or one per. You know what I mean? I can see somebody messing this whole idea up or just overdoing it to the point to where it's just not fun anymore. Because you overdo something, it's just not special. But
exactly
the way they did it, in fact, going all the way back to Skybound X number 25. This was from 2022, almost 3 years ago. This was a book that contained, I think I talked about it last week, but if I did, I apologize for repeating myself. This had like an 8-page story. And this is my first exposure to Battle Beast because I didn't catch the part. Maybe I did see him in the TV show, but maybe I haven't gotten that far yet. But I don't remember him. But I remember this 8-page story in this Skybound X that I probably bought for like $1, from Danger Room or somewhere, or from Gabby's, And I remember saying like, this is a fucking awesome character. Where has this character been? It's very simple. It's like, it's kind of like takes the whole Hulk smash thing and turns it on his head and just exaggerates it to death. All Battle Beast gives a damn about is battle and fighting. All he wants to do is kill people and engage in battle until one day he gets defeated and he's killed. I mean, it's just like, it's a death wish. And he just doesn't give a shit about anything else. In the first episode, the first of this 8-page, which they reprinted in the first 8 pages of this book, he's like kicking the shit out of some people Invincible himself and some other people in this universe, and he is disappointed that they were just not up to snuff. I mean, I'm disappointed. This was not a good day. I didn't get to kill or be killed today. So this was just not even in my league here. And he's returning to this spaceship, which he's commandeered and killed everyone on board. So he's now, this is his spaceship now, this giant fucking spaceship you see floating right there. And when he gets back, amidst all the bodies, there's an AI presence, and like he's like, who the hell is that? Who dares speak to me? And the AI says it's me, the AI, that runs the ship, and you killed everybody that I was quite fond of. So, but since you're very much of a violent individual, I guess I serve you now. So now this AI is working with him to find him places to go in the universe where he can engage in battle and one day meet his imminent demise. So that's where we go from there. And he gets to this one place in the actual Battle Beast #1, Invincible Universe Battle Beast, by the way, don't get it twisted. It's beautiful. This is so filled with, I mean, Ryan Ottley, God, Ryan Ottley is clearly my favorite comic book artist. I mean, I like a lot of people's art. Ryan Ottley he touches my, damn, if I could draw like Ryan Ottley. I love his fucking style, man. It's like, it's not photorealistic, but it's super realistic, and it's got a cartoonish kind of a twist to it, He uses the medium for what it should be, for where it works best. We can do anything we want in this comic book medium. We can just like make any kind of creature do any kind of thing. So why just make it photorealistic? Let's just stretch the reality of it. And that's what he does so well. So Battle Beast runs into this creature on this really weird planet where, he look like he's encased in a wall. Like, what the hell's going on with this guy? And the creature's trying to like, hey, let me out of this wall. Good things will happen. Of course, Battle Beast knows what's going to happen. He doesn't give a shit. He frees the creature, and the creature is just like this. I tricked you. Now I'm gonna murder you now that you let me out. Like, dude, that's what I want you to do in the first place. Bring it on. And the battle, as you might imagine, it just, I don't want to give too much of that away, but man, it was just an epic, an exercise in Ryan Ottley's skill set. And like this one sounds just one scene here where you just like smashing into the fucking thing's teeth. But this thing is like a Wolverine kind of a Project Weapon X kind of a thing. It grows everything back. So that's right. Bring it on, more. And that just escalates and escalates. And at the end, he, of course, is with these battle beasts. He comes out on top. But then there's a captive that he brings along board, which I think may play a part in upcoming issues as well. But I could be wrong. But I think the way they did that was pretty cool. So, man, to say I love this, it's definitely an understatement. I'm down with this one. Love it, man. I mean,
everybody seems to have gotten one. I did not.
Oh man, you probably be able to get a second printing of that's coming out in a couple of weeks if you want. You can get that one. But man, I expected this. Luckily, I was able to get some from the local LCSs because T-Fall let me down. But that's okay. That's okay. I've moved on. I'm not bitter. Not bitter party of one. But I was able to get a bunch, and it was all good. And it was Battle Beast is all that in a dime sack. All right. Next thing, as we all know, did you read this yet?
I have not. I've got to sit down and read that.
You got to, man. Don't let anybody spoil it for you either. It's
no, go ahead and spoil it if you're going to talk about it.
Well, I'm gonna. Well,
no, don't change it because of me. It's my fault.
No,
I should have read it. Go ahead.
I never give spoilers anyway. So I'm just saying, like, just verifying that I never do it. What's this? Yeah, I never really much. Yeah, Bobby's in the same boat. Yeah, like, to get die cut cover, man. And Lobo and Battle Beast. There's a lot of Lobo in Battle Beast. I can see that. Yeah, that's in many. It's a lot. I can see a lot of that. Yeah. So he was even a Battle Beast is maybe even a lower form. I'm thinking because Lobo can actually. Well, I don't know. Because Battle Beast put together some pretty wordy sentences that sound hilarious, and just talking about him basically killing people. So it would be a great crossover. That was an idea right there. I love that, man. I was torn. Oh, anyway, Grommets wraps up. And I will say that, look at you. How many, is that the whole run right there?
Yeah. Obviously, extra copies. I did get that Beyond Wednesday's variant.
Hold up.
You saw that. That's the number 7 Beyond Wednesday's variant.
I have not seen that one. No.
I love that Brett Parson art. But no, I have not read it yet. I need to sit down and read this. Dang it.
That's okay.
You reminded me, man. I completely forgot to read that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is my stack of grommets right here.
Stack of grommets. Yeah, I just found somebody on eBay was selling 2 copies of the number 1 A cover. I think for like what was it like less than $20 including shipping.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap. It was way high for a bit, and it's come way down.
Yeah. I mean, the 1 in 15s are still doing well though. I mean, it's selling like double, at least triple.
Which one is that? The 7-Eleven one?
Yes, the 7-Eleven for number 1. Yeah, the 7-Eleven for number 1 is still last I checked was over $30. Yep. And then there's the Mrs. Robinson one that's doing quite well too. Yeah, the number 5, 1 in 10. You know, with
the one at the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I didn't get that one. Dang it.
The only one. I didn't get a couple of the last ones. I think that one at the pool was one of the last ones I got, really 1 in 10s. But yeah, anyway, with grommets, man, grommets is this coming of age story that we've all talked about. You know, and it was my favorite book of the year last year, and the way it ends, there's a possibility there could be more grommets to come.
I think there's a good chance of that. Yeah,
a very good chance of that. You know, the artwork in this thing is what, not just what makes it, but it's like one of the story is great also, but the artwork is just like, it's like almost like a more detailed Archie or Mad Magazine kind of an art style. What's the guy that was it? Not Sam Jaffe, but I think what's the Sam? It's one of those guys that worked at the Mad Magazine. Was that kind of a style? Got a few like nods to like there's a Spider-Man poster on this wall here. They can get away with that. You know, it's just pretty funny. And the ending is so cool. It kind of leaves you hanging, but I love it. I love the way it ends, and it's just like I imagined it being like a TV series ending like that. And man, get this. I'm sure now that number 7 has finally come out, they probably got a trade coming out. So if you didn't get any of the first issues, you can just read this whole story. Like we had to wait like what 4 months for the last issues. Yeah. So you get the trade. You can read it all in one sitting if you want to. So yeah, check out.
If you like the Dazed and Confused, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the coming of age kind of story, then yeah, you should definitely give it a shot.
Absolutely. All right, another one. Just a quick drive-by on this one. This is, I had a hard time saying that. I think JP was having a hard time too. Pin-up-ocalypse. Say that 10 times real fast.
Pin-up. I can't say it either. Pin-up.
Pin-up-apocalypse. Pin-up-apocalypse. I mean,
there it is.
If you don't have the gift of gab, it's not easy to say thing. And this is also a one-man show, a one-person show, written and drawn by Andrew Tarasov. This pretty much is what it says in the title. It's from the Massive imprint, and it's a pinup style, which is he does quite well, and it's just basically an excuse to draw pretty women. You know, it's just it's just like, okay. I mean, it's not a great plot or story, but the art is so cool. I'll allow it. It's just a great looking art style by Mr. Tarasov here. And those 1 in 25s are just going nuts, right? And he doesn't even draw those 1 in 25s. I saw a Micah, but
I can't remember the artists. They've been on the top list, both 1 and 2.
Yes. So all the 1 in 25s are just off the chain, as far as looking cool, as far as the covers, the color scheme, and the cheesecake factor. What's that, Travis? Bobby is everything. He tells you differently. Yeah,
Bobby is everywhere.
He's everywhere, like savoir faire. So it's not a great story, like I said, but this is something I would probably buy those 1 in 25s. I bet they'll hold their value because they're great looking books. But I might.
I'll be back.
Okay, it's an I'll be back. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah, they're both I'll be
Great
back
time.
for sure.
Great time. Yes, and I'll be back. Yeah. So, but the beauty is to me is in the artwork here. And the story is just a bonus. It's just kind of an outrageous, outlandish, a zombie apocalypse. This is a zombie apocalypse combined with cheesecake pinups of pretty women in the 60s, in the 50s, I guess, because there's old cars, and this one here is like the motorcycle girl. The other one is the good girl with the red dress, and he's trying on a dress in the window when the zombie apocalypse happens and all that jazz. So not a whole lot of deepness going on there, but a very, very good looking art from this book here. So Pinapocalypse, good eye candy comic book. Oh yeah, one more thing before we get to the final one. I had not heard of Mouse Guard. This is the 20th anniversary of this book called Mouse Guard. And it's from, I guess Boom publishes it, but Archaea was the original publisher. And apparently this was a really big book back in the day. There is the Mouse Guard. It's like these mice who are like the Royal Guard and to defend other mice. And they get a mission where a vendor, or I think it was a vendor or a peddler, whatever this guy is, he pulls a little cart, and this vendor, it goes missing. So the Mouse Guard goes out to figure out what happened to the guy, the mouse. By guy, I mean mouse. And they find this little broken cart and everything. There's a clue. They're looking around and see what happened. And it turns out there's this big snake, this serpent, who they suspect the foul play of putting an end to the mouse. And I think they were right. And it's just it's a very simple story. It's I think it's this first, not a one shot, but it's self-contained. This first story, so it's not a continued story. And it's a very short book. It was only like I think it was like a $3, regular $3 book, and I think that the format was like this. So it's very geared toward a younger audience. But I think it's something that the older people would not just kind of like, roll their eyes at. And so there was a lot of good stuff in there. And the cross-hatching, the ink work in there is astounding. Really good-looking art, black and white pen and ink art. So this is by David Peterson. So I just picked this up on a whim. Like, hey, okay, for I think it was $2.59 with the discount and everything. So what the hell?
Cute cover, man.
It is, yeah. And I had not heard of it before. So you can find this reproduction of it. I think it's kind of hard to. It was a low print run when it first came out. So this reproduction is really easy for people who just want to get a copy of it and maybe give it to your kid or something. Or if you enjoy this kind of stuff, Phil knows about it. Mouse Guard was one of the very first free comic book day titles. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. A hardcover. Damn. Wow. I did not know that. That's Johnny Carson. Have I ever read We 3? No. What is that about, Travis? Do tell. That's those books. Very cute. It's a very cute read. Yeah, the Mouse Guard is make you have sympathy for those little critters. Let your cats go out and eat. All right, so the second big book of the week, and it was let's face it, there was only 2 books that were big last week. One of them was Battle Beast, Festival Universe Battle Beast, and the other was Exquisite Corpses. This is by the man himself, James T. at the helm. Also with my guy Michael Walsh. Colors by Jordy Belair and letters by Becca Carey. This is like talking about getting. Image does this a lot. For $4.99 book, you get about 60 pages. You get your money's worth in a premiere issue here. Like everyone always says, if it was a Marvel joint, it would cost you $10. This was a really good book. really good value for your money. Every 5 years, there's these families, and every 5 years they have this thing where on Halloween they have a contest where they just take over an entire town. In this issue here, the sheriff is just being bought off because they made him an offer he couldn't refuse. He's just like, okay, here's your millions of dollars. I forgot how many they gave him. I think $1 million or $2 and a new identity. Now you don't look back. You don't call anybody. Nobody knows what happened to you. But you had nothing to do with this. So the authority in town has been removed. Now these families run this town. Now, and this is about to happen on Halloween. And there's this woman who is one of the families. I guess she's tired of losing. She's tired of coming in the middle. She's kind of like, I don't know, the Bulls or the Sacramento Kings. She's tired of being in the middle. She's I'm in the playoffs. I'll never win anything. I'm just getting into play-in. I'm getting eliminated right in the first round. So she's recruiting this one. What they do is they hire these mercenaries or these killers, all 12 families, and they take over the town. And the last killer standing wins because the idle rich and all, don't you know? So this woman is like, she's like on a recruiting trip trying to pick up her guy for this year's version. And she's talking to this guy and telling him the story, like, how the world is a fiction and how we really run the world. And I really need you to be my guy for Hell Night, basically, to just represent my family in this thing. And each one of the killers has a different thing. This one is Lady Carolina. She has archery. Everyone has a different weapon. Some have swords, and some have recluse. One guy has a big hammer. Leopold Strong has a big hammer. One person that uses rope and cords. And her guy, Lucky, his weapon is guns. Like, you think the guy with the guns wins every time, but I guess maybe you got to be more crafty than that. Just because you have a gun doesn't mean you can, you can't get got by somebody else who is more stealthy than you are and better at their job. So she's recruiting this person to be her representative in Hell Night. That's what most of the first issue takes place doing, is explaining how this is done, her convincing her guy to represent her, and that's pretty much the setup for the whole thing. And man, the violence in here is not as over the top as Battle Beast, but is well done. And at the end, you can see, of course, the sheriff has he can't he just can't not contact anybody. He contacts someone at the end of the story, and we'll see what happens in the next issue if that has any effect on the outcome. But Exquisite Corpses #1. Have you read this one yet, sir?
I read part of it. I did like what I read. I do need to go finish it. I'm way behind.
Yes, tell me about it. Yeah, it's a long book too. It's quite a long read, but a good read. Sometimes you get like your Battle Beast, which is like an easy read, good book. Two very different books, both of them great. I think it's depends what you're looking for. You might like one and not like the other, but I'm just kind of I'm kind of all over the place. So
we did confirm last night that while Tynan is helming the thing overall, it will be like an Exquisite Corpse, and that multiple writers are going to come in where the other left off. So I'm interested to see how that whole story looks. I'm never really hype about one issue. A lot of times I want to know the whole story, but from what I have read, it does look like a cool start. I'm excited about it.
Okay. All right. So he's going to be the curator, if you will, for the whole thing. Yes. It's talking about We 3. Okay. Homeward Bound meets Universal Soldier. It's written by Grant Morrison. Art by Frank Whiteley, who's also, as we all know, is named after Quite Frankly. Awesome. Well, thank you, Travis. I did not know that. Learned so much. You guys are amazing. So that's it for What's Good, man. Exquisite Corpses #1. Battle
I don't
Beast,
know.
they rule the roost.
If Damien is still here, I wonder if he liked it. Has he reviewed it? I need to go check out and see if he
Yes,
has.
yes. I mean, I would love to know what Damon thought of that. Yeah. Oh man, there it is.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.